Welcome to this AceProject video. The purpose of this presentation is to help you get started, help you get up and running with AceProject. There are 4 parts to this presentation. In the first portion, I will show you how to add users in your AceProject account. Secondly, I will show you how to create projects and assign users to your projects. Thirdly, I will explain how to add tasks and perform task assignments. And finally, in the last portion of this video, I will give you some tips in order to collaborate efficiently and to track your projects and tasks more easily. So let's begin with adding users in the account. That can be done under the administration or in the administration section of the interface. So when you click on the administration button here, you'll by default be displayed the user list. And when viewing the user list, you'll see the Add a User button. You'll want to specify a username for your user, an email address. The email address you'll type in here is the email address AceProject email notifications will be sent to. You'll need to specify a password. Further down in the access rights section, you'll want to specify whether the user will be an administrator or a normal user. If you make the user an administrator, he or she will have access to the entire information in the account. Whereas if you select normal, the user will only be able to access information on assigned projects. Further down in the email notifications section, you can select the options, the email notification options you want to activate for the user. And there are other options or preferences that you can set further down. Once you're done filling out this form, you'll probably want to check this Send Connection Information checkbox and then click on Save. When you'll click on Save, AceProject will send an email to the email address you specified in this field, indicating the account web address, the username, and that email will also contain a link for the user to reset his or her password. So that's the first step you need to go through. You need users in order to collaborate on projects. So let's go back to the application, and the second step in the process is to create projects. So you can do that through a quick action on the Home tab right here. When you create a new project, you have 2 options, either to start from scratch or to copy from an existing template project. The project number is automatically generated by AceProject, but you can change it. You will also need to specify a project name. Let's select that. There are different sections in the new project form. An important section would be the settings section, where you can associate your project to an existing project type. You can also associate a client to your project. And in the settings section, you can also specify whether you want to mark your project as a template. So here in the project template drop-down, you have 3 options. Static template would mean that the project will strictly be a template, that tasks therein will not appear in your user's to-do lists. Those tasks will not generate any email notifications. You won't be able to record time against a static template. Whereas a dynamic template, on the other hand, is not only a template but also a real live project. So tasks therein do appear in your user's to-do lists. Email notifications do go out. You can record time against dynamic templates. So once you're done with the new project screen, or this portion of it, you'll want to click on Save. Now, AceProject will automatically show you the assignments page for the project next. AceProject streamlines the process. So as you may see right now, the only user assigned to that project is the user that created the project, which is Jane. But you'll then want to add other collaborators on the project. So I'll click on Assign a New User. And in this list here, you'll see all the users that have been created in the administration section in the first step that I showed you earlier, and that are currently not assigned to the project. And these users are grouped by user group. So if you in your organization have teams, you might want to use user groups to separate your users. Now I can select one or multiple users here in this drop-down, and then I will specify the project level rights that I am granting to these users. As we saw earlier, a normal user only has access to his or her assigned projects. Now the second access right level is the project level, where for normal users you can specify what specific actions those users will be able to perform on that given project. So these are the project level rights: project manager, time approval, expense approval, can open project, and the edit task level. So the can open this project right, a project manager will have full rights on his or her project. The can open this project right, what that does is when activated, the user will have access to all tasks in the project. Whereas if you do not grant the user the can open this project right, the user will only be able to access assigned tasks in the project, as well as tasks that he or she created himself or herself, if granted sufficient edit task level rights to do so. The edit task level will determine what specific actions a user can or cannot perform on tasks in that project, and you can reach further information in that regard through this help icon. So I have now assigned 2 other users on my project. If I click on Save, I'm directed back to the assignment list, where I now see 3 users, the logged in user who created the project, as well as the 2 other users that have just been assigned to the project. The next step in the process is to create tasks in a project and to assign those tasks. So what I will do is I will click on the shortcut edge of the project tab for my new project, and I will select Add a Task. The task number field is automatically populated by AceProject. Once again, you can change that value. The summary field is essentially the name of the task. The details field can contain an unlimited number of characters, so if you want to provide more details as to what needs to be done in this task, this is where you would do so. Further down, you have the estimates section. You will probably want to specify estimated start dates and end dates. The reason being is that AceProject can warn you through automatic email notifications if a task needs to be started or completed shortly. You also can specify estimated hours here or further down. The other important section in the new task form is the assignment section. So let me select custom hours as the assignment mode, and you'll notice that in this assignment grid I can see 3 users only, and those 3 users are the users that have been previously assigned to the associated project, the My New Project. What I will do now is assign users either as assignees or assigned user or as reviewer. If you assign a user as an assigned user, you can also specify hours, estimated hours, each of those users will be awarded or allocated on the task. the difference between an assigned user and a reviewer, there are no differences in terms of access rights. But the real difference between the two is that an assigned user actually does the work, performs the work, and therefore is assigned hours on the task, whereas a reviewer only oversees it and is not assigned any hours on the task. So what I will now do is I will click on Save, and I will click on My New Project to list the task list for the My New Project page. As you may see, it now contains one task, the one I just created, with Jane and Martin being assigned users on it. And if you want to see the reviewer, because there is one, you could use the Show Hide Columns option to add the reviewer field to your display. Just a few hints, if I may, on how to better collaborate on tasks in AceProject, and generally how to better track progress, in particular, of your tasks and projects. AceProject sends out many automatic email notifications. One of the most, or some of the most important, being for task updates. So if you're going to perform any update on this in the Edit Task screen, AceProject will send out, unless specified otherwise, will send out task update email notifications to the creator as well as to the assignees and reviewers on the task. That can come, an update can come also as a comment. So the best way to collaborate in AceProject, or one of the best ways to collaborate, is through comments, because you can add a comment on a task that will, once you click on update, that will send out some email notifications to the other users, to the creator and other assigned and reviewers on the task, and the exchange can continue through the form of replies on those email notifications, because if you reply to an AceProject task assignment or update email notification, the contents of your reply will be automatically added in the comment thread of the corresponding task. Another thing I want to mention about tracking, it is very important that your users update the percentage done value on tasks. That can be done simply by clicking on this drop-down and selecting another value. It can also be done by linking a status, an in-progress status, to a specific percentage done value. But the reason why you need your users to update this percentage done value is that AceProject task Gantt charts the progress on those task Gantt charts will reflect the percentage done value, this one right here, on the task, and the global progress on the corresponding project will be determined, calculated using this percentage done value and the estimated hours on the task. So that is why it is very important that your users update the percentage done value here, and that estimated hours are provided on your tasks, so that the overall progress on the associated project can be a good reflection of the actual progress. That's all I had to say regarding getting started with AceProject. My name is Michel Deland. I'm customer support